Hey everybody, and welcome to the Dragonmoon Show. It is Sunday, February. Got my months wrong. Sorry. January 16th, 2022. And for those who don't know, next month is the Lunar New Year, which is the year of the water tiger. But before we start going into some of the little bit more heavier stuff today, I figured we might as well watch something a little lighthearted. A video I found on YouTube that's a little lighthearted. I hope you guys like it because it's funny. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here. All right, let's play it. Make it a little bit bigger for you guys.
Hey, I'm gonna go grab some coffee. You want any? No? Hey, lock up if you go anywhere. Hey, I got our coffee. Hey, why is there a plane in the backyard?
That was pretty funny, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that video. A little light humor to start the night. So, anyways, Chinese New Year is it's a little bit different than our New Year's, because our New Year is based off of the solar calendar, whereas the Chinese New Year is based off of the lunar calendar. A lot of cultures back in the day used to use either a lunar calendar or a mixture of the lunar and the sun calendar. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Gregorian calendar, the Gregorian calendar is the one we use right now. That's a solar calendar. I'm not sure about the Julian calendar. Let me take a look here. It's a solar calendar. Okay. Yeah, so if you did not know, there's a lot of different calendars out there. I will kind of show you a brief list of them here, if any of you are interested in that. As of right now, it's kind of a quiet night, but it's okay. I have no problem with it being a little quiet tonight. Not as chaotic as it could be. All right. So these are all the list of historical calendars that are either solar or lunar. We'll tell you on here. So you have the Vikrami calendar, the lunar solar calendar used in ancient India. The Egyptian calendar, which was a 365-day fixed calendar used in the Bronze Age. Uma calendar, that was a lunar solar, and it was a Mesopotamian one. I have no idea how to say that. That was a solar calendar. And it tells you like who used them and what area and what year. So the 4 seasons and 8 nodes calendar is a solar calendar. It's a Chinese calendar used in the Bronze Age. Gezer calendar, lunar, Mesopotamian. Roman calendar is a lunar solar. Niskara, seasonal, lunar solar. Hadia, lunar solar. Inuit calendar is a seasonal, used by the Inuits. The Hab, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Pre-Columbian Mayan calendar, it's a fixed calendar. And then the Tzolk'in is a fixed calendar, 260 days. Pre-Columbian Maya, first millennium BC. Wow, it's a long time ago. There's some more calendars, fixed. Attica calendar, lunar solar, that's Hellenic. That was used in Athens. Old Persian calendar, lunar solar, Iranian, Persian Empire. Seleucid calendar, Hellenic Babylonian. Genesis calendar, lunar solar, Chinese New Year. Chinese Ptolemaic calendar. Julian calendar, there's some places that still use Julian calendar. Coptic calendar, used by the Coptic Orthodox Church. Berber calendar. Yeah, there's a lot of different calendars. Islamic calendar, it's a lunar one. Armenian's fixed. Thai lunar calendar. Old Icelandic calendar is solar. Runic calendar is solar. Swedish calendar is solar. Julian revived. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of different calendars. You got the Soviet calendar, world calendar. A lot of them are Gregorian based. One used around the world's Gregorian. And then there's some that have non-standard weeks. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Hi! Good to see you on. Yeah, so those are the different calendars that have been used since the beginning of time. There's also the I can't remember. North Korea has a special calendar. I think it's called the Juche calendar, and their calendar is a little weird. It's like it starts. I have no idea what year it is in that calendar. Let me look, but it's a lot different than our normal calendar because they. Oh, my window froze. There we go. Let's see here. It'd be Juche year 111, so 111 years after founding of Juche, which is a different form of communism that was founded by Kim Il Sung. Yeah, Kim Il Sung, I think that's what his name is. Yeah. So I hope you really enjoyed the Indiana Bones video. That was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so where was I talking about? Chinese New Year. This year it falls on Tuesday, February 1st, and it's the start of the year of the water tiger. So the reason why I kind of put in the title the year of the Tiger King is because, you were hearing more about him earlier last year, like at the end of last year, especially after they released the second season of that show. But I figured it kind of relates to the water tiger because I don't know, Joe Exotic, in my opinion, doesn't really look like a super aggressive person. I don't know, that's maybe my opinion about the guy, but like when you, like with anybody, if you poke them so hard or so much, they will eventually show their teeth and claws and attack you. And that's what's been happening a lot lately around the world, especially with all the scary cloud going and everything right now. A lot more places are starting to get a little bit more restrictive now. I don't know if any of you guys are watching from Australia, but you guys know for sure how bad it is there. It's restrictions galore there. Like, they literally arrested a lady, older lady, for not wanting to show her papers and for her not having a face covering on. So yeah, it's getting a little, in my opinion, scary because a lot more people are starting to become unhinged, but just a lot of people don't know how to deal with fear correctly or properly. So anyways, the holiday is for 16 days, starting on the Chinese New Year's Eve to the Lantern Festival. That's from January 31st to February 15th. The Lantern Festival would be amazing to go to because I love Chinese lanterns. But good luck trying to go over there now, especially with all the people not wanting to fly now. But Chinese New Year activities start as early as 3 weeks before the New Year. Old-fashioned, mostly rural folk start cleaning the homes from the 23rd of the 12th lunar month. 2020, the year of the water tiger, according to the Chinese zodiac, starts from February 1st, 2022, and lasts until January 21st, 2023. People born in the year of the tiger are predicated to be brave, competitive, unpredictable, and confident. They will experience their zodiac birth year in 2022, which is considered bad luck. So I guess experiencing your birth year in the zodiac is kind of bad luck. Interesting. So the last year of the Tigers were 2010, 1998, 1986, 1974, 1962. That was an interesting year. 1950, 1938. Interesting. Any interesting correlations between some of these dates? I know 1938 sticks out for me, and 1962 for sure. 1998, maybe that might stick out a little bit for me, even though the flood was 1997 for our area. Excuse me, I gotta get a little bit of water here. So if those who are wondering what the next animal sign will be after the year of the tiger, it's going to be the year of the rabbit. I'm thinking it is the... let me look here. That's because there's... Let me look here. Let's see here. I had a book that talked about this, but I don't have it with me right now. So if any of you are wondering, what are the different elements in the Chinese zodiac chart? There's 5. There's wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So wood starts a fire, fire creates earth, earth holds metal, metal carries water, and water feeds wood. It's the same thing with feng shui. There's 5 elements for that. So every year when there's a new Chinese New Year zodiac, it's the next element after that. So if I'm not mistaken, next year will be the year of the rabbit, and it's gonna be the wood rabbit, I think. Okay, I don't know why it's saying water rabbit. That doesn't make sense. Unless... let's see here. Trying to find anything about it, but so far it's kind of hard to look. Let's see here. Look here. Five elements. Okay, I'm going to look at a different website to see what I got here for that. Oh, it's interesting here. Okay, that makes sense now. So depending on what the number of the year ends in is what elemental sign it's going to be. So like next year it's going to be 2023. The 3 makes it a yin water sign. 2022 is a Yang water sign. 2024 is Yang wood. 2025 is Yin wood. 2026 is Yang fire. 2027 is Yin fire. 2028 is Yang earth, and 2029 is Yin earth. So it goes by the the elemental signs as well as the Yin and the Yang. The Yin and Yang. So it is the Yang water tiger, so masculine water energy this year. Next year is going to be feminine water energy of the rabbits. You're wondering what my elemental sign happens to be in the Chinese zodiac. I was born excuse me one second. September 2nd, 1990. So I would have been let's see here. I would have been a horse, I think. Yeah, horse. Let me look. I would have been a metal horse. I think I would have been the metal. I would have been a Yang metal horse. So that's interesting. Chinese astrology is pretty interesting too. I've not done anything diving into that, but maybe eventually I will start researching more about that. I've started kind of going down the differences between Vedic and Western astrology, because that's really different from each other. Vedic, I think it's 20 degrees off from, Western astrology is 20 degrees off compared to Vedic astrology. So if you were a Virgo in Western astrology, you'd be a Leo in Vedic, depending on how many degrees off you are. So, all right. So let's go look at the full moon cycle for full moon and new moon cycle of the year so far. Since we're going to talk more about lunar energy here. Then I will show about the retrograde planets and the eclipses, and then I will kind of do like a. Let me turn down my sound here. There we go. All right. So we just had a new moon in Capricorn on January 2nd. We're going to have a full moon tomorrow in Cancer. So definitely do something for healing on the full moon, especially since it's a water sign. I know a lot of us definitely need healing right now. Especially me. I don't know, I just kind of got something today that just feel a little off energetically, and I feel kind of but I'm not super sick. I'm just got a little bit of a temperature. It's 99.5, so it's like a low fever. But good news is I'm not throwing up or nothing, so it's probably just a day thing, a day bug or something. So February 1st is going to be the new moon in Aquarius. And then February 16th is going to be a full moon in Leo. That's interesting. Fire sign, and then an air sign. Then March 2nd will be the new moon in Pisces. All right, new moon in Pisces. Then March 18th, that will be the full moon in Virgo. April 16th, 2022, that will be, I skipped one. April 1st, new moon in Aries. April Fool's Day. Interesting. April 16th is going to be the full moon in Libra. It kind of tells you like what areas those associated with the sign. Let's see here. Libra. April 30th, we're going to have another new moon in Taurus. And then we're going to have a partial solar eclipse in Taurus on April 30th as well. So anybody working with any lunar eclipse magic, solar eclipse magic, that's definitely the day you'd want to do it. Hey, Michelle. How's it going? Let's see here. May 16th, we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Definitely the energy for... cute cat. Definitely good energy for bringing in some intentions that day. I had to look more about like the lunar cycles and stuff about that for like intentions and stuff like that. I know solar eclipses and lunar eclipses are very intense energies, and you definitely do not want to do anything aggressive on those days because those can possibly backfire and go against you. I'm not 100% sure. I've never tried it. And we're going to have a full moon in Scorpio that day as well. Then May 30th is to be the new moon in Gemini. Day before, is it? Oh, wait a minute. May 1st. May 1st is the Walpurgisnacht. Never mind. June 14th, full moon in Sagittarius. June 29th, new moon in Cancer. July 13th, full moon in Capricorn. Oh, the S is right there being supermoon, so if anybody was wondering that. Yeah, that's okay. It's just a minor bug. Nothing severe. July 28th, we're going to have a new moon in Leo. August 12th, full moon in Aquarius. That is going to be the day when I'll have a lunar return that day. So I have a moon in Aquarius in my chart. August 27th, we're going to have a new moon in Leo. September 10th, full moon in Pisces. September 25th, we're going to have a new moon in Libra. October 9th, 2022, we'll have a full moon in Aries. October 25th, we'll have a new moon in Scorpio. Interesting. 6 days before Halloween, we're going to have a new moon in Scorpio. And a solar eclipse, too. That's interesting. Definitely some really interesting energy that day I'm feeling. I would definitely want to capitalize on that energy in manifesting something positive. Especially once Halloween comes. Once Samhain Vetrograde Halloween comes up. November 8th, we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Taurus, as well as a full moon in Taurus. November 23rd, we're going to have a new moon in Sagittarius. December 8th, we're going to have a full moon in Gemini. And December 23rd, we'll have a new moon in Capricorn. So that is how the year is going to end up for the lunar calendar, as well as the solar new moon stuff. You want to see when the next... I'm going to check something here. I want to see when the next full moon is going to be on Samhain. I'm sorry if I'm taking too long here. Okay. Come on. Feeling a little slow. I'll look that up later. Look here. All right, let's see here. Full moon on Halloween only occurs roughly once every 19 years. Last time we had a full moon on Halloween was 2020. So 2039. That's when we'll have a full moon on Halloween. This kind of sucks. I wish there was another full moon on Halloween again. All right. Now I will show you the retrograde planets calendar. All right. As you can see here, Mercury is going to go retrograde 7 times. It usually always does. Venus is already in retrograde. Mars goes in retrograde once. Jupiter twice. Saturn twice. Uranus twice. Neptune twice. Pluto twice. The node's always retrograde. Lilith is never retrograde. Chiron's already in retrograde. I mean, we'll be in retrograde twice, so. Okay. So as you know, Mercury just went retrograde a couple days ago. In the sign of Aquarius. It's going to be retrograde for 21 days until it goes direct on February 4th in the sign of Capricorn. It's going to stay direct until May 10th. And then it'll go retrograde again in the sign of Gemini. And it'll be retrograde for 24 days until June 3rd, where it goes direct in Taurus. And then it will go retrograde again on September 10th in Libra. And it'll go back direct October 2nd in Virgo, I think. That's Virgo. Or no, wait, that's not Virgo. Let me look here. I do not believe that's Virgo. Excuse me. That's a little watery too. I think that is Scorpio. Let me look. That, my friends, is Virgo. It'll stay direct until December 29th, where it goes into Capricorn. And will stay retrograde until the next year, January 1st, 2023. So Venus, as of right now, it is retrograde. It's been retrograde since December of last year, December 17th, I think. And it's going to stay retrograde until the 29th in Capricorn. And then it'll go back direct from January 29th until January 1st for 337 days. Am I reading the wrong thing? No, that was Venus. Never mind. So Mars is going to go retrograde in October in Gemini until January 1st. So the end of the year is going to be Mars in retrograde, so it's going to be a little bit timid time for anything aggressive or anything like that. So Jupiter is going to go retrograde on July 28th in the sign of Aries. Sorry about that. Until November 23rd in the sign of Pisces. And that's going to be direct November 23rd until January 1st. Saturn is going to go retrograde once this year. And that will be on June 4th in the sign of Aquarius until October 23rd in the sign of Aquarius for 141 days. So last time we had a Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius, that's when the Derek Chauvin thing happened in Twin Cities, and then more of the restrictions started going on then. So when the more restrictions start going in, because Saturn, fun fact, Aquarius used to be Saturn's ruling sign until they discovered different planets for that. I'm not sure which one. Oh, it's Uranus. In Uranus after Saturn. Because Uranus was recently discovered then. Oh, we got another viewer. Sweet. So, and then Saturn's going to go direct October 23rd in Aquarius again till January 1st. So, Saturn is one of the planets that's like the the older teacher that's kind of like well, just watch and see if you've learned your lesson that you need to learn in that time period. And if you don't, Saturn will keep pushing more of that into your path until you finally figure out the lesson and what you need to do to clear it. Speaking from experience, I should know. Uranus. It's in retrograde now from January 1st in Taurus until January 18th. So in 2 days, it's going to be out of retrograde until August 24th in Taurus. And then it's going to go retrograde again August 24th until January 1st in the same sign. As you can tell, the planetary signs the outer planets don't shift signs as often as the inner planets do because of how fast they move in the outer planets and stuff. All right, Neptune is direct until June 28th in the sign of Pisces. And that's going to go retrograde in June 28th until December 4th for 159 days. And then it will be direct until the end of the year. Neptune's like intuition, dreams and stuff like that. Uranus is like the rebellious kind of planet thing. Pluto, the one that's kind of got the infamous title of being the Lord of the Underworld, especially since he's named after Lord of the Underworld in Roman mythology. Pluto's direct until April 29th, and it's going to be still in the sign of Capricorn. And it's going to go retrograde April 29th until October 8th in the sign of Capricorn. And it's going to stay direct until October 8th until January 1st. So, as you can see, it's not going to be moving out of Capricorn anytime soon. So, oh, and fun fact, there's going to be a Pluto return for the United States this year. I don't know if any of you know about that or not, but yeah. And then there's going to be a nodal shift soon, too. Or maybe it already happened. I don't know. So the node is going to be in the sign of Taurus retrograde for the whole entire year because the nodes don't ever not retrograde. Lilith is direct until 2023 to be going from Gemini into Cancer. 365 days to stay in Gemini. Chiron was direct until July 19th in the sign of Aries. And it's going to go retrograde from July 19th until December 23rd. For those who don't know what Chiron is the wounded healer. And Chiron in Aries is like the wounded soldier war thing. We had a Chiron in Aries retrograde, if I'm not mistaken, around the time of the Vietnam War. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me look here. Yeah. It was around the Vietnam War. Let's see here. If I can find it here. The last transit of Chiron in Aries that spanned from 1968 to 1977. So yeah, that's when PTSD was starting to rise up. A lot more people were outraged by the war. Yeah. Interesting. All right. You already seen the solar lunar thing. All right. We are 42 minutes in. So, I don't know if any of you are familiar with, what's his name? Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, Carol freaking Baskin, that guy. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the year that kind of boosts him up a little bit more. I don't know exactly, but like the not so fierce looking tiger is going to be fierce this year because of all the energy and build up of this year and stuff. I feel like the beginning of the year is going to be kind of like SSDY, same different year as like the beginning of last year, where the restrictions were kind of starting to go back up again. A lot more chaos going on. There was a volcano that just recently erupted. I think it was West Coast, I think. Underwater volcano. So like the West Coast, last time I checked, had tsunami warnings across the western seaboard. Sorry, I'm a little warm. I'm going to unzip my jacket here. Which is interesting because I had a prediction a long time ago about either the East Coast or the West Coast getting hit by a pretty bad tsunami. So let's see what happens to that, I guess. I don't know if any of you guys watched my the video posted on my Facebook page about the psychic predictions, stuff like that, but that would be really interesting to see if any of those come to pass. I honestly think once the Queen passes away, there might be an interim royal family transition where like Charles will end up being king for a little while. But I have a feeling the British people are having enough of their being ruled under a monarch, and I don't think Britain's going to be a monarchy anymore. Constitutional monarchy. I think they're going to go full-blown Commonwealth or Republic or something like that. I think the people had enough of having to worry about it not pissing off a queen or a ruler and stuff like that. So who knows what happens, right? Any of you guys think of anything that's going to be going on that year? I mean, this year? Besides all the rebellions and stuff like that going on in Europe, I think there's going to be more of that coming up. There's a lot of it in Germany now, which surprises me because I didn't think that Germany would have enough of this stuff, or like they would start rebelling against what's going on with the scary cloud disease. A lot more of that's starting to slowly happen here in the United States. A lot more people are starting to question everything. They're starting to say, heck, I've been questioning this all since the beginning when it started. At that time, I wasn't really as aware of what's really going on as I am now. I can see the patterns. It's pretty obvious what's going on. The propaganda they're using is not new, especially when you see the posters where like they're telling you to not hesitate, and then they do like the Rosie the Riveter pose. It's like, dude, I've seen that poster in the 1940s. You're not fooling me with propaganda posters anymore. So, but in the end, it's people's decision whether or not they want to get it or not. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get it or not, or that you should get it. In the end, it's up to you. My advice is if you don't feel comfortable about it, then don't do it. Don't do anything that does not make you feel comfortable. If you happen to be one of the quite a few people now that are starting to say no to all these mandates and stuff like that, then I support you 100% because I was that way too. I mean, I'm that way too. And they're going to be pushing people more and more with all this stuff. I shouldn't say more of this on this platform I'm doing it on, but it's going to happen. It's like once they started, they're not going to stop until they get their goal. Who they is, I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be some guy wearing a human flesh suit. I don't know. I haven't really meditated on any of that stuff lately. I've felt like starting to do more of the live shows and stuff like that. So since I'm going to transition to a different subject before I worry about them cutting me off. So, anyways, this is a really cool tarot deck. It's kind of hard to shuffle though, but I absolutely like this deck. I've not used it a lot. Used it a couple times, but it's a really cool deck. I've had people say something about they've had issues where like some of the printing was not good on them. But my edition's not so bad. So get a little book like this and you get pictures, not full size pictures like the runic tarot, but decent sized pictures, see? And pages about them. And then that's the back of them. Pretty cool. And then, yeah, some of them stick together, so definitely be careful with when you shuffle them. But that's awesome. That's definitely should be the Chariot card. I'm not gonna lie, I love that show. I need to watch more of it because I'm not caught up. Yeah, it's a new deck. I got these a couple months ago, and we were selling these, and I ended up getting a store copy for myself. So Supernatural deck's pretty cool. My girlfriend Amber has the Nightmare Before Christmas one, and that one's pretty cool too. I definitely would recommend getting that one because that one's beautiful looking deck, very whimsical looking. Out of all the decks, I think the Runic Tarot one was my favorite one so far. Supernatural one's probably my second favorite one. Yeah, you need to watch it. It's a good show. They have all seasons on Netflix. Oh, speaking of shows, so we got about 10 minutes left. There was an interesting show that was back on live TV a long time ago. In 2006, it was on CBS. Yes, we can. We definitely can do that. It's a long series, though. I'm not going to lie. So anyways, the show I was talking about, I started rewatching again because they're not on Netflix anymore. Go figure why. Because I'll show you. Let's see if any of you heard of the show. Have any of you heard of the show called Jericho? It used to be on CBS in 2006. It was a show about. I'm going to briefly summarize like what was the show about. I don't know if any of you heard about predictive programming before, but predictive programming is where the powers that be that control everything release movies, television series, and like report about stuff that they're trying to manifest in reality. Possibility. So like remember when everybody was all scared in the year 2012 because of the whole, they thought the end of the world was coming, and that's why all those disaster movies started coming out at that time, because they were like, let's try to manifest this stuff in reality, and ended up failing, like badly failing. I'm not gonna lie, I stayed up until midnight on the day that it was supposed to happen on, and nothing happened. So it was an interesting time in 2012, because I think that might have been the point where I was starting to. Oh, in 2000 as well. Yep, definitely. So Jericho is a show that takes place in 2006. What was the date that this happens on? Not that long after July 4th. I'll pull up the map of the. Let's see here. All right. I'll pull up the wiki of Jericho. All right. I want to spoil some of the stuff here. Oh, shoot, I already did. Sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spoil like who did that, but those are all the spots in red that were attacked by a 25 kiloton thermonuclear bomb. I'm not sure exactly what size it was. It's big enough to fit an oil can, like those big oil barrels. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. So, let's see, full size image. Let's see if I can zoom in. It's hard to show all of it. So like, yeah, so all the cities in red are the spots that got attacked and were successfully destroyed. The blue cities are the ones that did not get destroyed. They were thwarted. They were unsuccessfully attacked. And I'm not going to spoil why New York did not happen, but let's just say after 9/11, they had tightened security after that. So that's why New York failed. And then Columbus, you'll end up finding out why it failed during the show. So, basically, those cities get destroyed by a thermonuclear detonation. Jericho is in Kansas, and that happens to be 2 hours away from Denver, which got nuked. A lot of people thought it was like an accident or a training exercise that happened, but then like, I'm not gonna spoil that. So anyways, the show is about like a post-apocalyptic thing, but then like it really starts to shift in season 2, because like season 2 is when these new factions start forming. Like, people are trying to figure out who's really running everything now, especially since the governments no longer exist anymore. Let's see here. All right. Share this picture. It's a small spoiler, so if you don't want to look at it, you don't have to look at it, but I'm just giving you a little bit of insight. So all these states that are red are the new government called the Allied States of America. Their capital's in Cheyenne, Wyoming. That was one of the cities that was supposed to get attacked, but never Never got attacked. Sorry. Love the show. I can't stop spoiling it. And then this is what's left of the United States that's still around. And then their capital's in Columbus. And then Texas ends up becoming their own independent country, and their capital's in San Antonio. But like, the ASA is trying to build up more power and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I'll stop spoiling it. But it's a really good show. I highly suggest you watch it, but in my opinion, it's definitely really hitting on the nose. But yeah, it definitely hits on the nose of realism too, because living up in this area, if we had no electrical at all, like no electricity or like food was difficult to get up here, especially how cold it's getting now, I would definitely be leaving this area like as fast as I can, especially before the winter months here, because unless you have like really good heat, like an alternate source of heat besides electrical, and you have a lot of food and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to survive in this area. This area is like considered the Siberia of the United States for the reason. So definitely would say move further south as much as you could during that time. Like if like you heard something was going to happen, then I would definitely have the plan of leaving the area. But that's to each their own person. I know a lot of people would be like, I can't leave my area. It's like, I've been here all my whole life. It's like, yeah, I know, but would you rather be in an area that's going to be really warm and you're not going to have any issues of freezing to death, or are you going to stay up here and just freeze to death in your home? Unless you're a survivalist, because those guys literally prepare for this stuff. Like they're always practicing about stuff hitting the fan scenarios. They're always practicing this stuff, and lately they've been getting attacked a lot by everybody now. Especially it's like people like, oh, you can't be prepared. No, we have to protect you. We have to take care of you. But anyways, we got about 1 minute left. What was I gonna do? Yeah, I'm hoping this whatever I got that was really draining me today. It's just a 1 day thing. I feel like it is, especially since how low fever I have. I'm like 99.5 for my temperature, which is not that much over 98.6. So it's like very low grade fever. So for all I know, I maybe might have gotten some kind of like temporary bug or whatever, because with all the stress and stuff going on lately. But who knows? I feel like I'm going to get better pretty soon, especially if I attack it right away. So, all right. I think I'm going to wrap it up for the evening. Oh, did I forget to talk about... why I think... I can't remember what I was going to say. It was something about the Tiger King guy. Oh, I forgot to put my banner up. Oops. Yeah, so there's a second season of the Tiger King on Netflix now, and they're more or less talking about like how he's doing in prison and stuff like that, and how like he wanted to get a pardon or whatever. But yeah, who knows? I'd keep an eye on the news, honestly, just to see if he comes back up, because I have a feeling he's gonna come back up sometime soon. That's just the feeling I'm getting. But like, honestly, my best advice right now is to not even pay attention to what's going on the news, especially since most of it's all sensationalism and stuff. And it's all designed more or less just to get you scared. and terrified, because what sells more spots on the air more or less than fear? Because like if you reported everything about feel good stuff like that, oh look, Betsy Ross had her bake sale today at the Our Savior's Lutheran Church, and it was a big successful sale. Nobody would want to watch that unless there's people that like to watch feel good stuff like that. If you had a story like that compared to 3,500 people died because of train derailment up in upstate New York, what are you going to turn into first? The upstate New York thing? Because that's just how our mind is. Like, we soak that stuff up like a sponge. That's what causes a lot of people to be afraid of everything. I mean, there's a lot more people now that are starting to become unhinged. I'm sorry for saying that, but there's people are becoming that way. It's almost like they're not even themselves anymore. On the Hallmark Channel. LOL. It's funny. But you know what I mean, though? It's like there's never anything on the news anymore that's all happy, feel-good stuff. It's all someone died, someone got killed, someone is corrupt, or something about Hollywood. It's nothing positive on the news anymore. Because honestly, why would that be on the news? There's nothing, nobody can sell anything for that. Yeah, it is. It is. It sucks because you try to show a lot of this to people, but they don't want to see it. And I got to be careful with what more I say now, especially since I'm live streaming on YT, because they like to people up. So, I think I'm gonna end it for now. I think at the end of the month on the 30th, I might do another live stream, and I might do readings on that this time. But it all depends on how I feel and stuff like that. But you all have a very good night. Thank you for watching, and stay sane out there. Don't let fear control you, and you got this. We're all in it together. We're all gonna ascend, as long as we never give up hope and don't let fear control us, and keep an eye on the people that are starting to become a little bit more authoritarian on both sides of the aisle, especially the light workers. Because if they support authoritarianism, then you need to get away from them, because they're not for humanity. Then they're corrupted. So, you guys have a good night, and Skull.